I'm talking about. Now, I know Jerome is coming up and he's going to blow the house out, but I had to get that in.
Yo, salute to everybody here in the building, man. You already know what time it is. Welcome to the latest installment of Coffee and Convo. I am your host, Graphk Raider, man. Make sure you guys wipe them feet on the way in, meaning hit them thumbs up. Also, hit that subscribe button, man. I appreciate you guys. You could be anywhere in the world, but you chose to be right here with me in this very moment, man. Salute to LV, Tyree, Barrio, Justin Lawson, LT, John B, Primos, Jamal. Salute to my brothers, man. Everybody here in the building. Let me know real quick deep in the comment section, man. Where are you guys watching from? What city? What state? Yeah, man. Home, work. Where are you, man? Hangover Monday, you guys. A lot to unpack today. It's going to be a jam-packed show, so stay tuned, you guys. There was a lot to talk about this major L that we experienced yesterday. I was going into that game realistically, man. I said this to you guys all week long. I didn't really have any expectations, right? I just wanted to go out there and see some improvement from the offensive side of the football. I wanted to see some improvements from some of our rookies, which I did, and we're going to talk about that also. But when I said no expectations, I didn't mean to go out there and put up a nothing. Like, look, we could have put up 15 points. We could have put up 10 points. My expectations were minimal, but I did not expect for this offense to go out against that defense and put up nothing. At this point, I just, especially after the bye week, it's unacceptable, you guys. People don't realize you get a full week off. You get a full week to get into the playbook, to really have some time to master what you need to do in order to get the job done on the offensive side of the football. The defense did exactly what they were supposed to do. They went out there, they forced Josh Dobbs off the football field. They were forced to go to Nick Mullins, which came in and, led the offense down the field to put up a field goal. And apparently that's all you need, to beat the Raiders now. Apparently all you got to do is go down there, lead your offense down the football field, put up 3, and boom, you beat the Las Vegas Raiders. Nasty work. And there's so much that goes into this, right? The Trey Tucker, miss on the sideline. This is becoming a trend with him. You got to get 2 feet in. You got to hold on to the football, young fella, right? Hunter Renfrow, like I said yesterday, to me, it's like the Amik Robertson effect. He's like the Amik Robertson of the offense. The undersized, feel-good story that is a boomer bust type guy. He goes out there, boom, 38-yard reception to put you in play to score a touchdown that would have won us the football game. And then boom, another reception. You fumble the football. You give the ball back to the Minnesota Vikings, and they do what they do. There's just too much to unpack here, right? Like I said before, my expectations were very, very minimal. I didn't expect this team to go out there and scorch the earth, but I did not expect the results that we seen yesterday. That is, in 16 years, I believe, in the NFL, that is the lowest scoring game in 16 years in the NFL. 16 seasons. 3-0 in a Minnesota Vikings packed out Allegiant Stadium. I have to remind you this. The Minnesota Vikings, their fans took over that stadium yesterday. And the Minnesota Vikings squeaked out a victory, you guys. This is just nasty work all across the board. We can talk about, all the bad things, but we're going to talk about a few of the good things. We could talk about, Tyree Wilson going out there, and a lot of people talked about moving him into the interior of that defensive line. Salute to you guys. He looked really, really good out there yesterday. 4 total tackles, 3 solo. He had 1 sack. He had 1 tackle for a loss. He had a QB hit. Salute to him. Salute to Tyree for going out there and doing his thing. Also, salute to Janarius Robinson in his real first action. Went out there, tackled for a loss. also got a sack off the edge. You know, you love to see that. You love to see those young guys. Malcolm Kuntz once again goes out there, 3 total tackles, 3 solo. He was all over the place. I believe he had 2 QB hits also. Janarius Robinson had a QB hit also. So, you know, and we know what Max did, right? Max went out there and did Max things. 10 total tackles, 7 solo, 2 sacks, 3 tackles for a loss, 4 QB hits. The defensive line actually looked really good out there yesterday. The defense did their thing. We didn't really give up too many big plays, you guys. The secondary looked really good. I mean, in the passing game yesterday, yes, they had 146 yards. That's all they had total throughout the entire game. 5 receptions, 53 yards to TJ Hawkinson. But there was chunk plays, 26 yards. It was a long for TJ Hawkinson, a chunk play. Justin Jefferson, which left the game early, right? You would assume Justin Jefferson, their best offensive weapon, leaving the game would definitely help us. Also, I mean, Madison went out with an injury as well, right? He had 10 carries for 66 yards, along of 16 on the ground. But you're looking at these stats, and it's like 146 in the air. You know, yes, they had 132 on the ground. That is unacceptable. Once again, we got gashed in the run game. Madison had 66. Ty Chandler, 12 carries for 35 yards. Josh Dobbs, 5 carries for 21 yards. He used his legs a little bit yesterday. CJ Ham, their fullback, had 1 carry for 7 yards, but they still had 132 yards on the ground compared to our 56 yards on the ground. Josh Jacobs, which we're going to talk about him in a minute, left with a knee injury, I believe. He had 13 carries for 34 yards. That's not going to get it done. Amir Abdullah, 1 carry for 12 yards. Amir White, 2 for 8. And Aiden O'Connell used his legs once, 1 carry for 2 yards. We had 56 yards on the ground, you guys. That is nasty, nasty work. And if you look at Aiden compared to the Minnesota Vikings QBs, he had a better game. Nick Mullins was 9 for 13. He had 83 yards. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. Led them downfield, scored 3, won the football game. Josh Dobbs, 10 for 23, 63 yards. He was benched. We sacked Josh Dobbs 5 times. We did not get to Nick Mullins once. Aiden O'Connell, 21 for 32, 171 yards in the air. He averaged 5.3 a clip, and we threw 1 nasty, nasty pick to end the game on the first play of that last series, which absolutely destroyed our chances of winning that football game. He was sacked 4 times. Also yesterday, it seemed like they had an answer, for Aiden over there. He was sacked, I believe 4 times, right? 4 times. Yep. Ivan Pace won, DJ Wano won, Harrison Phillips won, and Troy Dye also had a sack. So he was sacked 4 times. The O-line, once again, did not have a great performance by any stretch. But at this point, you guys, after a bye week, we weren't able to put up 1 point. You got to hand the keys over these next 4 games, you guys. We definitely have to give the keys to whether it's Scott Turner, which I thought should have been the OC once Josh McDaniels was fired, or you have to give the keys to, say, Edgar Bennett, our wide receivers coach, a guy that's been around for a while. You have to hand the keys off at this point. Bohart agreed. I know he was also dealt a shit hand, but at this point, you know what? You're 5 weeks into your tenure as the offensive coordinator, and you can't get it done. The offense has been bad. I want to see what Scott Turner can do. He's had some experience in the NFL. Even Edgar Bennett, somebody else needs to take over the offense at this point, because it's clear the defense is doing what they're supposed to do. You know what I mean? And Antonio Pierce, has his finger on the pulse of that defense. Most definitely. Patrick Graham is doing his thing, but the offense is just dead in the water right now. It's just dead in the water right now. And unacceptable when you're playing against teams like the Minnesota Vikings. I get if you have a low-scoring game against the Jets of the world, right? Or even the Miami Dolphins of the world, or, the Kansas City Chiefs. But you put a egg out there against this Minnesota Vikings defense. It was a very winnable game, and you couldn't even score 1 point. Just unacceptable, man. Unacceptable. You guys, we can talk about Devontae. I'm going to be honest with you. I know he left yesterday. He was frustrated, did not leave to talk to the media, I believe. I'm going to be totally real with you, man. And I've been saying this. Like, I have no problem moving on from Davante Adams. I know a lot of people, you know, in Raider Nation, they just hear the sexy names. They hear the superstar names, and they just assume, no, keep him around. But at this point, if you're going to go out and get a rookie quarterback in next year's draft, move on from him and bring in another weapon or something if need be to help to help with that development with the young quarterback. Or not even that, not a weapon. Go get an offensive tackle or a guard to help with that young guy. But at this point, I'm ready. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, I'm kind of sick of watching Davante Adams kind of throw hissy fits on the football field, throwing his helmet all over the place. I get it, man. Like, you're upset. You're in a fucked up situation. You went to Las Vegas. You moved out there, relocated. You know, you came out there with the assumption that you were going to play with Derek Carr. You had a career year last year with him, but we had only won 6 games. This year, we're at 5 right now, which will probably end up winning more football games this year than we did last year, you know, with Davante balling out. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm ready to move on. Like, I'm going to be real. I'm looking at the future at this point. I don't know if Antonio Pierce is the guy. I think that Patrick Graham is the dude, you know, as the defensive coordinator. He has this defense fighting week in and week out. But at this point, Davante's not doing anything to help the offense. You know what I'm saying? Like, and yeah, people can say, oh, well, he's open and they're not finding ways to get him the football. Man, look, I'm sorry, man. Yes, Davante is a hell of a football player. Top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. Top 3 wide receiver in the NFL. Once again, he had a very Davante Adams-esque Raiders game yesterday. 7 receptions, 53 yards, a long of 24. He was targeted 10 times by Aiden O'Connell. At this point, you have to figure it out. You have to say, look, if we can get some draft capital for him next year, and we can kind of rebuild this thing, and not really rebuild, but retool, I'm all for it. Reach out to the Jets. Aaron Rodgers already wants Davante Adams out there. I know Davante wants to win. I don't think Davante actually wants to leave. I mean, his body language says something else. You know what I'm saying? But he's very happy in Las Vegas. He does not want to leave. His family is very comfortable where they are. But I'm going to be real, you guys. At some point, you have to revisit that contract and say, is it worth us continuously paying this astronomical amount of money on this contract when we can really use, you know, some draft capital and that money to allocate somewhere else, i.e. rebuilding up that offensive line. You know, the O-line has not been good by any stretch this year. We need to rebuild those, you know, that side of the trenches. We also got to go get some defensive tackle help. So if you can potentially move on from that contract and get that Jets pick, or get a Quinnen Williams or a Sauce Gardner or one of those guys for the likes of Davante Adams, I'm sorry, you have to make the move. Salute to Larry. And this is not me being extra emotional, you guys, because we lost yesterday. It's just facts. It's just facts. Like, if you can pick up some defensive help or potentially a draft pick that can help you move up to go get your quarterback or the future, or pick up a tackle or a guard of the future, you got to do it. Davante is a baby and he's got to go. Salute to Larry. They have a poor man's Davante and Myers. That's good enough. Salute to you, bro. And I can't say Myers is a poor man's Davante by any stretch. Davante is Davante, but they both have 2 different games. But one of them's not getting paid the kind of money that Davante is getting paid. At this point, Myers' contract is a steal, and I'm excited about keeping him around for the foreseeable future. I'm excited about Trey Tucker's development. Yes, Hunter had a Hunter game, right? I mean, he's going to be around for another season or 2. We have weapons. And you can also go out and get some more in the draft or potentially attack another receiver in free agency. But I'm with you, Larry. I think it's time to in the offseason to push the button, move on, get some draft capital, and build up the trenches and do this thing the right way. Because the thing is, you guys, you see this, right, year in and year out, right? Look at it like this. Look at the Philadelphia Eagles, okay? They built the trenches up. They drafted well. And then they made a move to go get A.J. Brown from the Tennessee Titans, okay? That's the kind of move when you feel like you're almost there and you gotta get over the hump. The Philadelphia Eagles built that offensive line. They built that defensive line. And then they said, you know what? We're going to use some of this draft capital. And we're going to go out and get a superstar like A.J. Brown from the Tennessee Titans. We're like this away from winning a Super Bowl, right? That's the kind of move you make when you're very, very close to having sustainable success and being a perennial playoff contender. We're not there right now. We're not there right now. And we have a lot of young guys on this roster that we need to develop. And at this point, if you move on from Devontae, I want to see more reps for Trey Tucker. You know what I mean? To be honest with you guys, if Trey gets more he gets targeted more, I think you see less chances of Trey Tucker sitting on the sideline looking very Cincinnati college Trey Tucker-esque, right? Like, he's made some of those plays because he hasn't got the reps. Get him out there, get him more, get him, target the young kid more, target him more, and allow him to, the NFL is a different game than the college level. It is. It's just very, very different. It's very different. You know what I mean? So at this point, I want to see these young guys get more targets. I do. I don't want to see, our young quarterback, whether it's Aiden O'Connell or another guy, have to force feed Devontae Adams because he's a superstar wide receiver. I want to see the ball, going into our young players' hands. So, look, I don't want to make this a beat-up Devontae Adams show because that's not by any means. He is my second favorite player on this roster. In a perfect world, you can keep him around and you can go win the Super Bowl with Devontae Adams. It's just we're very, very far from that with just one player. And, if you can, I think you should go get some draft capital or a potential Quinnen Williams or Sauce Gardner to add to that defensive side of the football. Salute to Josh, man. Don't be surprised if DA asked for a trade this offseason. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. And there's only one place, one town that he would go, and that's New York, with Aaron Rodgers, with his buddy, the guy that he's had all this success with in the NFL at this point in his career, outside of last year with DC. And I mean, he's over 1,000 yards this year. He's having a really good year this year also, but it's not the Devontae Adams type year that you expect from him. I know that he doesn't have a choice where he goes, but I think that there's only one place in mind. There's one place that has a top 10 pick, has a lot of defensive weapons that they can move on from one to go get Devontae Adams. That Quinnen Williams contract kind of lines up with Devontae. Swap him. They have a lot of talent on that defensive line. Jermaine Johnson, Will McDonald. They have a lot of weapons on that defensive line. I think that they would be able to move on from a Quinnen Williams to go get a Devontae to pair with Garrett Williams, or Garrett Wilson. I'm sorry. And I think that'd be a nice 1-2 punch for them. And we can use a young stud like Quinnen Williams on that defensive line. Could you imagine Max Crosby, Quinnen Williams with Tyree lined up next to him with Malcolm Kuntz, on the edge, and go get another edge rusher in next year's draft? That would be a mean defensive line. Max, Q, Tyree Wilson, who played a great game at D tackle yesterday with Malcolm Kuntz coming off the other edge. It'd be phenomenal. No, Vega, this is Cap. There's no way he goes to Kansas City, bro. He's a Raider fan at the end of the day, dog. You think he really wants to go to Kansas City? No, I don't see that at all. Sabs, I mean, let me ask you this. How old are you? Because if you weren't there for the Andrew Walters offenses, the Marcus Tuisosopo, I always butcher his name. It's on the list. I'll tell you that, Sabs. This is definitely one of the worst offenses, but if you've been around for a long time, this is not one of the worst. This isn't even one of the worst offenses the Raiders have had. Go back to those Andrew Walters 2-14 type teams where they had an actual really good defense and just couldn't do shit on the offensive side of the football. Is it a terrible offense? Definitely. One of the worst in my lifetime, but it may not even be top 3, to be honest with you, because this offense actually has talent on it. If you look up and down the roster, a lot of those offenses in the past, the receivers that Andrew Walters was throwing to and other quarterbacks were throwing to, they had no talent on the offensive side of the football, and they were just trying to make something out of nothing. But we've definitely had worse. Max says Sauce Gardner, Quinnen Williams, or even C.J. Mosley for Mr. Adams. Mosley's dealt with some injuries. I actually like our linebacking core. I wouldn't want to. Okay, Sabs, I get you. I see you. I wouldn't want to do anything for C.J. Mosley. He's dealt with some issues, up and down with injuries and all that other stuff. And he's I'm cool. It'd have to be a Quinnen Williams or a Sauce Gardner type type move for me, or you just give us that top 10 pick and we can move on. Either you get the top 10 pick for him or give me Sauce or Q and we can move on. Let me see. And you know what's so crazy, you guys? I just tweeted this out, right? It's so hard to be a Raider fan. And hear me out, right? We all know that, right? But all you needed was 4 points to win that football game yesterday. 2 safeties would have won you that football game. 2 field goals would have won you that football game. And then you go play the Chargers Thursday night without Justin Herbert. They're saying he will not play. Easton Stick will be the quarterback for the Chargers. And I believe we're a 3-point favorite right now over the Chargers. Do you understand? This is why it hurts to be a Raider fan so fucking much, man. Like so fucking much. If you would have had 2 field goals yesterday, 2 field goals, you beat the Minnesota Vikings. I don't care if it was 6-3. You beat them. And then you go into Allegiant Stadium on Thursday night and face a Chargers team without Justin Herbert. You can win that game and potentially be right there in the thick of things in the playoff hunt. Literally. Literally. You have more than 3 points against the fucking Minnesota Vikings, and you go into the game Thursday night at home to face a Justin Herbert-less Chargers. It's fucking sad. The life of a Raider fan, you guys. The life of a Raider fan that a field goal beat you, and then you go face a Chargers team where it's just a very winnable game at this point. But watch Easton Stick go out there and have a Tom Brady-esque type game. It's just sad, man. It's sad. And at this point, like I said, you guys, I'm sick of it. I'm just ready to something has to give. I like Antonio Pierce a lot. I do. I think him and Patrick Graham have a great rapport on that defensive side of the football. They're doing great things over there. But at some point, you have to say, okay, is this guy going to be the guys? Can him and Champ Kelly be the ones to go identify the offensive guy? I don't know. Maybe they have to be given the opportunity to do so, right? But, I mean, moving forward, we have to think, like, is this the guy moving forward? Is it? Because you're coming off of a bye week. Antonio Pierce had Gase, Marvin Lewis, all these other guys in the building to help him with this game. You had a bunch of head coaching experience come in during the bye week to help you, and you can't even put up a point. You can't even put up a point. Your defense was great. They held them to 3 points, which they got at the end of the game. But what in the fuck? What in the fuck? What in the fuck, man? Salute to Lamar. We won't be a contender for a while. We need a complete purge from the top down. New GM and great draft capital. We have to stop ignoring the dysfunction. Salute to my guy, Lamar, man. Appreciate you on the $5 donation. Keep talking that shit, my brother. Salute to Black Sunday, man, my guy. I've been saying, Graphk, even though we got Josh McDaniels out here, we are left in shambles at the quarterback position, head coach and OC. We got to start rebuilding this summer. And to be real with you, bro, at this point, that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like, because once again, I don't want to beat up Aiden O'Connell. He was put into a bad situation. 4th round guy was supposed to, bro, are we forgetting, you guys, that at the beginning of the season for a long time, Aiden O'Connell was inactive? Can we revisit that, you guys? Aiden O'Connell was inactive for a lot of these games. He was the 3rd quarterback. He was the emergency quarterback at the beginning of the season for like a quarter of the season. He was the emergency quarterback. Gets thrown into the fire against the Chargers after doing the whole half and half thing, and then sitting back and watching Brian Hoyer shit the bed against the Chicago Bears, then getting thrown into the fire in the 4th quarter. We're already down, getting murdered by the Chicago Bears. What do you expect Aiden to go do? He goes out there and just lets that thing fire. You're just letting it go because at that point, you're just trying to get anything you can, right? So I'm not even going to hold him to those picks that he threw against the Chicago Bears, because at that point, you're just throwing the football, throwing shit at the wall, hoping shit sticks, right? I don't want to beat up Aiden O'Connell. I don't. Is he the guy? Probably not. Probably not. At this point, I can even be closer to saying, no, He's not. But he's been definitely put into a very, very, very bad situation. Yesterday, man, sacked 5 times. He was running for his life. I mean, there's no run game. I mean, what is a rookie quarterback's security blanket? It is a tight end. If you don't have a time to find to throw the football, then what are you supposed to do? And it's the run game. It's the run game. It's the run game. And you know the thing that fucking irritates me too, Black Sunday? This is the shit that kills me. Nick Mullins. Josh McDaniels trades him to the Minnesota Vikings for a 7th round pick. Picks him over Brian Hoyer, right? Trades him to Minnesota for a 7th round pick, and we couldn't even put up 7 points on him. Think about that, you guys. We got a 7th round pick for Nick Mullins, and we couldn't even put up 7 points against a Nick Mullins-led Minnesota Vikings team. Nasty, nasty work. At this point, you guys, it is clear Bo Hardigree is not the guy. It is clear that Carmen Bracillo has definitely regressed, as the O-line coach. He's been shuffling these guys. Yesterday was interesting. He moved Mumford to left tackle, which he's played right tackle all year long. Make that shit make sense to me. I don't know why they would have moved Maine from right to left. I mean, you're just shuffling at the end of the season trying to see what the fuck is going on and what's going to work. Why not just keep some continuity? Why not keep Mumford at right tackle, you know what I'm saying, and move and keep Maine at left tackle? That confused me. That definitely confused me. And salute to Scout. Yesterday, Thayer Mumford, 5 pressures, 54.2 in the run blocking, 54.9 in pass blocking. Dylan Parham, 0 pressures, 61.5 run block, 58.6 pass in the passing game. Jordan Meredith, 0 pressures. He only has 16 snaps from the center position. He may be an upgrade over Andre James. 54.5 in the run blocking, 82.7 in pass blocking. Andre James gave it 1 pressure. He went out with an injury. 49.7 run block, 55 pass blocking rating. Greg Van Rotten gave up a sack again, gave up a pressure, 55.6 run block grade, 71.1 pass blocking grade. Jermaine Illuminor, 0 pressures, 69.5 run blocking, 77.9 pass blocking. And then Amir Abdullah also gave up a pressure and a sack. Austin Hooper, 31.1 run block, 80.3 pass block. Michael Mayer, 52.4 run blocking, 41.4 pass blocking. This is all PFF grades, you guys. Aiden O'Connell was sacked. I don't know why I said sacked twice. It was sacked 5 times, and there was a lot of pressure. So there you have it. Salute to my guy, Ben, man. And salute to everybody here in the building, you guys. Wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. AOC isn't AP's choice of quarterback. He had to work with what he had. At this point, it's time to look at more mobile quarterbacks in the future. And I agree with you, but it's still sad to say, though, bro, that AOC, look, most of the times these head coaches have to deal with who they have in the building anyway. And I'm going to be real with you. I would still rather see Aiden O'Connell out there because he's still under contract. He has a rookie deal. He will be a Raider for the foreseeable future unless they cut him. Jimmy G is going to move on next year. We already know he's going to walk. He'll probably end up going back to New England at some point, right? They all do. But he gives us the best option. And if Aiden O'Connell gives you the best option to win at the quarterback position, you're in trouble already, right? I mean, there was a lot of people saying put Jimmy G in yesterday. That lets you know how bad of a situation we are in right now as a Raider fans, and just as the team in general. When you're screaming to put Jimmy G back out there, you know you're in trouble. Salute to Ben, though, but I have to say this, brother. AP came out initially and said from the jump in his first presser, Aiden O'Connell was the guy moving forward. He's the guy moving forward. So let me see. We scored 0 after a bye, bro. Cedric, it's nasty, nasty work, bro. Nasty work. And there you have it. Once again, and that's what they did all at the beginning of the year, coach. That's all they were doing. Jimmy G out there, they know we can't throw the football over 20, 30 yards. Just man, let's just stack this box up and make their run game even worse than it already is. Facts. Yes, we passed the 50 yesterday, Julio. Salute to my guy, John, man. Couldn't watch Good Morning Football this morning. Skip Bleacher Report 2. You're the only person I could tolerate breaking down this tragedy. Salute to my dog, John, man. I appreciate you, as always, my brother, for being here with me, man. Salute. I'm not, look, hey, Oos, I'm not, this is not me saying, I'm not blaming shit on Devontae Adams. What are you talking about? I'm saying that is one guy that you can actually use as trade bait to bring something back. You're not going to get rid of Max Crosby. Josh Jacobs is a free agent. Like all I'm saying is that if you want to continue to build this team up, we're not a Devontae Adams away from winning the Super Bowl. So I'm not blaming anything on Devontae. There was a clear play where Aiden O'Connell overthrew Devontae Adams. I'm not blaming him. I'm not blaming him at all. But I'm not, and how am I going back and forth about how I feel about Devontae Adams? Devontae Adams is one of the best wide receivers in this game. He'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer. But at the end of the day, bro, if you can move on from a 30-plus wide receiver to go out and get some young talent in a draft, in a QB heavy draft, you have to do it. If let me ask you this, Oos. If you're a Devontae Adams trade away for potentially being able to move up to go get a Caleb Williams, are you going to do it? Are you going to do it? I know I am. Definitely. I'm moving on. I'm not beating him up about anything. And real quick, you guys, salute to everybody that's been putting the supers and stuff in, and everybody in the chat also. There isn't an update yet on Josh Jacobs. I know they're saying that he's dealing with, I believe, a knee injury. And also, I believe, didn't Antonio Pierce come out and say, okay, this is what he said. He got nicked up early on. I think that just got on him. He tried to come back and he just wasn't himself. At that point, he was done with. He also said he's a tough guy. I think, we'll have to wait to get the medical staff on that, but he is trying to fight as best he can and wasn't able to finish. We'll look into that tomorrow, Pierce said. They said by video, right knee hyperextension on carrying the fourth quarter, likely has ligament damage, but not out long term. Definitely out Thursday against the Chargers. Zamir White likely would be the lead back in action with Josh Jacobs out. Sports Injury Central said this. So there you have it. So it looks as though he may not be. Well, actually, I'm not even going to say may. It looks like he's not going to be playing this Thursday night. And I believe also Antonio Pierce and these guys said that they're not going to go out and get anybody in free agency. Apparently, they're not going to bring up anyone off of the practice squad, i.e. Sincere McCormick. They're going to run with Zeus. They're going to run with Amir Abdullah, and you'll probably see some Brandon Bolden mixed in at the running back position against the Chargers on Thursday night. So there you have it. That's the update until they come out and say what it is exactly Josh is dealing with at this point. But it looks as though he will not be playing along Justin Herbert on Thursday Night Football. AP is a good story and all that, but 3 points in a game after the bye is crazy. I don't feel comfortable with AP in a division with Andy, Peyton, and a good coach probably going to the Chargers. Facts, because once Brandon Staley is let go, there's no reason why a great head coach from the past or from right now is not going to say, I don't want to go over there and coach Herbert and all those weapons that they have over there. You are right, King 85. This is why it's important for AP to figure out what the hell is going on these next, 4 games. He's going to have to pile up some wins because I'm telling you now, if you go out there and lose some more football games that you should win, I don't think AP is going to get the job moving forward. It is what it is. Salute to and even though he's been given the shit end of the stick with Josh McDaniels' team being built the way he's seen it and Ziegler, I understand that. But this is a what have you done for me lately business, King 85, and Mark Davis knows that. Salute to my brother Hammer, man. If AP is retained, who would you bring in as a coaching staff for the offense? That's something, bro, I'd have to really, truly go look at. who's available. You know, there's going to be some other options available after the season. There's going to be some offensive coordinators that are going to be relieved from their duties or just moving on. Their contracts are up. There's going to be some offensive line coaches that may potentially be available that we can upgrade over Carmen Bracillo. I have to revisit that once the season is up, Hammer, because I really, truly do not know who's going to be available at this point. You know what I mean? And we can do a show about that later on. Salute to my brother Hammer, man. Black Raider WP, my guy. You think we should put Max and Josh on the IR at this point? I think Max played really, really well yesterday. I think that knee is healed up pretty nicely. So I'm definitely singing another tune. I think once that infection was killed, that swelling went down, I think at this point Max is okay and he's good to go. I don't think that they would play him if he wasn't available to actually play football. He had a strong game yesterday, 10 tackles, 2 sacks. No, I mean, at this point, I wouldn't sit Max. I know he wants to continue his, not ever missing a football game. You know, he hasn't missed a football game in his career at this point. Josh, at this point, you may have to because, you know, I don't know where he is in terms of what happened. I don't know. We'll talk about that more this week, WP, with Josh Jacobs. But that may be, think about this, WP. That may be the last you see of Josh Jacobs in the Raiders jersey. And that would suck. That would suck to see that is the last that we might potentially see of Josh Jacobs in a Raider jersey. The last sight is him on the sideline, you know, limping. That would suck. That would definitely suck, man, because I wanted to leave on a high note. You know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, it would have been best to have Josh walk after he led the league in rushing yards. You know what I'm saying? And went somewhere else and got a nice fat contract. But this may be the last that we see of Josh Jacobs if that knee is bad and he has to miss these next 4 games. And to be honest with you, Max is going to play. But with Josh Jacobs, if you really care about the kid, you care about the football player, you care about the man, you may want to sit him the next few weeks because, you know, if he re-injures that knee or gets even worse, then who's going to give him a job in the offseason? You know what I mean? And no team is going to pay Josh Jacobs to potentially go out there and hurt this knee even worse than what it is right now. They're not going to pay him. It's already rough enough to try and find a job in the NFL as a running back. So why put him out there and potentially hurt himself even worse? And he may never find a job. You know what I mean? It's a part of the game, man. It's a part of the game. Salute to Joe. At this point, it's chill. Draft whoever, sign whoever, hire whoever. This franchise is cursed. At this point, I'm trading Tay. Jaden Daniels is the guy that could at least make our offense fun. Yeah, man. Because anything's better than what we have right now, Joe. This offense is stagnant. And not even that. You know the thing that sucks, Joe, that's worse than not putting up, is watching the offense get downfield, sometimes even easily downfield, and then just getting their own way. That's the thing that sucks about watching this offense, Joe. That's the thing that sucks is watching these guys get downfield, then a 15-yard penalty, a holding penalty. Aiden takes a sack, loses 13 yards. Undisciplined football where they take themselves out of field goal range or take themselves out of a potential red zone situation. It's not even just these guys not even be able to score. It's these guys getting in their own way. There's been times where this offense is moving, gelling, and then boom, they get in their own way. That's what's more frustrating because you know what this offense could potentially do. And then boom, they just get in their own way. Josh runs for a big 15, 20-yard play. Next play, holding. Or even that play, holding. We've just been in our own way all season long. It sucks, man. It sucks. Salute to Kenny, man, my guy. Appreciate you, brother. We have plenty of opportunities to take care of business, but we keep shitting the bed. Draft Daniels, AOC is only a backup. And at this point, Aiden does look like a backup. But I'm all for, getting a new OC, someone that has their own playbook, and allowing Aiden and say Jaden or whoever we get in this draft to fight it out. Nice competition in camp. I'm cool with that. I don't think we're done completely with Aiden O'Connell, you guys. He's going to be around. Like I said, he's on a rookie deal. You want to see him compete in the offseason. And maybe Aiden looks different with another guy calling the plays. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Aiden looks different if he has a run game. Maybe Aiden looks different if you can have an O-line that can hold up and keep him upright. I don't know. I'm not going to make excuses for Aiden. All I'm going to say is this. He's been put in a shitty situation, and you're giving him the football with the guy calling plays for the first time in his career. So it's tough. It is. It's tough, man. Salute to my guy, Kenny, man. Salute to the almost 800 people in the building. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If AOC cuts that porn star mustache, he'll much play better. Little light comedy for the stress. Salute to my dog, Matt King, man. Appreciate you, brother. Salute, man. But yeah, I'm telling you guys, man, like, appreciate the $5 donation, my brother. You can't continue to think you can win football games when you're rushing for 56 yards in a game. You're not going to be able to get the run game going, you guys, if you don't have a real running back too, that when Josh Jacobs can't get the run game going, it's like you have to force the football to Josh Jacobs. Where is this running back to? I mean, at some point, you have to give Zeus a realistic shot, right? He got 2 carries yesterday. 2 carries. If Josh can't get going, even if it's the O-line's fault, you got to look to the bench to see if one of these other guys can get moving. I mean, how do you go away from Amir Abdullah yesterday? He had 1 carry for 12 yards. To me, I'm thinking, give Amir the ball back. Let's see what he can do. He had 1 carry for 12 yards. Zamir had 2 carries for 8. He had a long of 6. I remember we were like, okay, Zeus ran for 6. It was an ugly play too, but he made nothing out of something. At what point do you say, oh, Amir had a big play? Let's try that again and see if we can get that run game going through him. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. You go away from what works. You know, we found ways to get big plays, chunk plays out of giving Trey Tucker the football. Why are you not looking for him outside of that one pass that they said it wasn't a catch? I mean, what did he do yesterday, you guys? What did he do? He had 1 target, 0 yards, 0 receptions. This is a playmaker that if you give the football to him, if you put the football in his hands, we've seen it all year long, that good things happen. I don't care if it's a jet sweep or it's some type of screenplay. Find ways to get the football in your playmaker's hands. Like, what happened with Mayer yesterday? He had 1 reception for 14 yards. He was only targeted twice. This is a guy that has been proven to get yards after the catch. Find a way to get the football in Michael Mayer's hands. This guy's been proven to create yards after the carry. This is the thing that kills me. It's just like I have no idea. This is why I just really believe that whoever's, if it's Bo or whoever, it makes no sense. No sense. You're not finding the way to put the football in your playmaker's hands. Michael Mayer can extend a play and get you 7 extra yards. Trey Tucker can take one to the crib at any given opportunity he's given. And you're going away from him. Amir Abdullah, 1 carry for 12 yards. Never gets to run the football again. Make that make sense, you guys. When Josh was struggling to run the football, you put Amir Abdullah to go in there and run for 1. He had one carry. And he had 12 yards. And you go away from that. You can't live and die on this hill, man, of Josh Jacobs is the guy. Give other guys opportunities when the guy can't get moving. He can't get rolling. It's just nasty, nasty work from the Raiders, man. It's just disgusting. That was outside of the defensive performance yesterday, that was just nasty, nasty, nasty football. Nasty. Justin Jefferson goes down with a back injury, I believe. He's forced to the hospital. Their best playmaker is off the football field, you guys. Off the football field. Their next best weapon, TJ Hawkinson, 5 receptions, 53 yards. We kept it minimal with him. That's not a great game by Hawkinson by any stretch. You kept him out the end zone. Their second best receiver, Addison had 2 receptions for 27 yards. If I'm looking at this game and I'm looking at what happened on the offensive side of the football with the Minnesota Vikings, shit, even the defensive side of the football, I'm like, oh, the Raiders won this game. They got 2 turnovers, a pick by Aiden O'Connell at the end of the game to wrap it up, and a fumble recovery from Hunter Renfrow. And these guys put 3 points on the board. 3 points on the board. The defense did everything they could to win that football game for us. Hell of a game by Tyree Wilson. Hell of a game by Malcolm Kuntz. Hell of a game by Max Crosby. I mean, shit, we can even go over a list of our DBs and what they did yesterday. Salute the scout once again. PFF, Jack Jones, 7 for 9, 50 yards in the air, pass breakup. He dropped the pick, 89.8 QBR. Amik Robertson, 2 for 7, 15 yards he gave up, 2 pass breakups, 39.6 QBR. Robert Spillane, 5 for 6, 57 yards, 106.3 QBR. Nate Hobbs, 3 for 4, 23 yards, 88.5 QBR. Trayvon Merrick, 0 for 3, a pass breakup, 39.6 QBR. Divine Diablo, 2 for 2, minus 2 yards, 55.5 QBR. You're looking at all this shit and you're saying, how in the fuck did we lose this football game? How the fuck did we lose this football game? Fucking frustrating, man. And my apologies, you guys, for the cussing and shit, but I'm just so over this fucking shit, bro. Like, how? Raiders, stop selling us dreams year after year. Give us something to truly believe in. Give us a product that we can truly get invested in. Stop selling us dream after dream after dream. Go out and do it the right way this offseason. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that entails, but you guys are $1 billion corporation. Figure this shit out. Give us something that we can believe in. Give us something that we can truly be invested in and not feel like we're just being sold dream after dream after dream, year in and year out. Give us something that we can believe in. Salute the 10 Commandments. Our offensive line is either stupid or poorly coached. I think both. A Hail Mary before the half. Where were the 3 linemen went to block 1 rusher? The other one went to the 2nd rusher, and no one covered for a delay blitz. 10 Commandments, keep talking that shit, King. Keep talking that shit. I appreciate you on that $20 donation, brother. And yes, you are right. You were right, man. You were right. Nasty, bro. Salute the 10 Commandments. Always putting great comments in the comments section. Salute the Raider Jorge, man. Is it just Aiden and Bo suck, or is it just having an inexperienced QB/OC comment? It's a little bit of both. It's both. And with the complicated playbook, yeah, man. McDaniel's scheme is ass, Jorge. It's ass, and it's been proven right now. It's proven, like it was proven with him in the building. It's crazy. It looks even worse with him out. At least we were scoring a little bit. It's just nasty, bro. I think it's a combination of all of it. Aiden being a rookie quarterback and going through his bumps and bruises. Bo Hardiger being a rookie offensive coordinator, going through his bumps and bruises. I just think it's a mixture of everything, Jorge. Salute to you on the $5 donation, bro. Fuck, man. Salute to John, man. Chat, it's everything. Play calls, execution, forcing plays to players, firing coaches, time management, no complimentary football. It just sucks to suck, man. Factory, John. I couldn't have said it any better myself, brother. Salute to you on the $5 donation. I'm just fucking pissed, y'all. Like, I realistically don't even know what to say anymore, man. I don't, bro. It's just nasty work right now, man. And I'm just tired of being on this emotional roller coaster year in and year out, you know. And I feel like every year, mind you, they're business first. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know Mark loves his fan base. Yes, I know Mark loves his team, but it's a business first. And I just hate being like sold these gimmicks. And what I mean by that is don't think for once, you guys, I'm saying that AP is a gimmick. But what I mean by this is year in and year out, Mark does this. It's always a gimmick to sell Raider fans on something. AP comes in, the NWA, energy, you know what I'm saying, riding in the 6'4", boom, we're instantly sold back on the shit, right? Go to Oakland. We find out we're moving to Vegas. What do? They go get Marshawn Lynch at the end of his career, right? To sell us. That ended up, being what it was. Salute to Marshawn Lynch, one of the greatest running backs of all time. Would never take anything away from him. You go out and get John Gruden to help move us from Oakland to Vegas, so a lot of us don't leave that train because it's a nostalgic thing. They went and got John Gruden. We're back. I'm just so tired of having to be sold something year in and year out. This past year, or a year ago, it was the Patriot way. Okay, cool. I'm on board. I'm going to give these guys a chance. Mark says, I'm going to go get the guys that have won a lot of football games before, because I feel that they can be the guys that help usher in this new era. We're sold. We're sold on the Patriot way. I know a lot of people weren't, but I am an optimistic guy. I'm all for giving everybody an opportunity to try and fix this thing and get it moving. But just nothing is working. Nothing is working at this point. So we're always being sold something, man. We're always being sold something, man. We don't have a number one corner this year. We go get a guy from Oakland that's a known Raiders fan, and Marcus Peters. We're being sold once again. He's a Raider. He's from West Oakland. Every time you heard Marcus Peters' story, it was about Oakland. Then he came out and didn't give a fuck about football, didn't give a fuck about his teammates, didn't give a fuck about anything the Raiders had going on out there on the football field. Yes, John, I was literally about to do that. Then AP comes in. The day he's named that, they drop a beast mode video. We're back to our Raider way. Y'all are still selling us bullshit, bro. Last year, Derek Carr, Devontae Adams, the Fresno State connection. At what point are you going to stop putting storylines together and put together a good football team? At what point, Mark Davis, are you going to stop putting together storylines? Derek, Devontae, the Patriot way, the Oakland way, and put together a good football team. Something that we can be proud of. Something that has sustainable success, that year in and year out, we're not laughed at by everybody that we know in real life and on the internet. Something that we can be happy about. Something that is sustainable, where it's like, yes, I know at least we're going to be in the hunt, in the thick of things every year at the end of the year. At what point are you going to stop selling us storylines and give us a good football team? Give us something to be fucking proud about. Salute to Gio, man. Where does that game rank in the all-time bad games by the Raiders? Is that the first time we ever went scoreless? Amazing defensive effort in vain. It's nasty, bro. It's nasty. And I think we have put up a zero burger before in the past. I could be wrong. I've been through a lot of bad teams, Gio. So to be real with you, I think it has happened before. But it's the worst scoring game in 16 years in the NFL. But definitely, I don't want to say one of the worst that I've ever seen, because the defense looked extraordinary. One of the worst games I've ever seen, Gio, to this day, and I may be wrong, and you guys let me know how y'all feel, was the Rams game in, I believe, London. Right? I think it was in London where we lost like 50 to, I don't know. We were in another country, bro. If somebody can, man, please do me a favor, okay? I want one of my people in the chat, John, if you can do this, brother, please put together that's a snippet for that shit that we just did right now, because I want all of our voices to be heard, okay? If you can, put together a quick snippet, or if Diego's in the chat, somebody, put together that snippet with that storyline take, please. because I want to post that. I want to send it to the Raiders. I want to tag them on Instagram. I want to tag them on Twitter. I want that shit to go all over the place. When are you going to stop selling us storylines and give us a good football team to root for? Please, if somebody can in the chat, go back, put a snippet up for that. And I'm putting that shit out, and that shit's going viral. Because to be real with you, they need to hear this type of shit. I don't want to be sold another storyline. I want to be sold a good product. I want to buy something that I'm happy about. There you go, Daniel. 52-0. Lost to the Rams, and it was like London or some shit. There you go. I didn't expect anything that our AP fall in love too fast. Also, he was given a bad hand. Chip Kelly, we should keep. Oh, you mean Champ Kelly? We should keep. It starts from the top. Salute to my brother Big Mike in the building. Please, somebody send that to me, man. I'm putting that everywhere. I'm gonna send it to Stu, and I'm gonna have him send it to our people that we know that work in the organization. I want to get that out there, man, because it's time. It's time, bro. It's fucking time, man. Salute to Mutation. Raiders got shut out at home for the 7th time in franchise history. Also, 28-0 to KC. 2011, 38-0 to the Jets. I remember that game. 24-0 to Atlanta in 2009. 2008, 20-0 to the Rams. 2006, 27-0 to the Chargers. And then 2006, 17-0. Thank you, Mutation. Thank you, Mutation. Thank you. Yeah, 51-3 against Buffalo, AFC Championship. I remember that game, BDQ, like it was yesterday. I was outside playing basketball, crying my eyes out. My grandma pulled up. She said, "We lost, huh?" And I said, "Yes." I was 6 years old, 6, 7 years old. I remember that like it was yesterday. Outside playing basketball, my grandma, I had tears literally running down my jersey and everything. And she was like, "We must have lost." I remember like it was yesterday. Raider Dave, saying that all we need is a great OC, QB coach, and a draft a quarterback is saying you need everything. You know how many players, Dave, are a quarterback away, a great coach away, a coordinator away? That's saying a lot, brother. You know what I mean? Salute to you, but I'm just saying that's saying a lot. That means we're a long way off. Ghost, I'm going to be real with you, brother. We have to stop saying that. We have to stop saying that. Al had a lot of bad teams, bro. A lot of bad teams. And I was there for almost every one of them. Outside of the 70s, early 80s. I was there from 84 on up. Al had a lot of bad teams. And a lot of the damage was done in the Al era. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that because rest in peace to the GOAT, Al Davis. But a lot of this damage is because of him. A lot of the stuff that he did, you know, and not removing himself from certain situations. I'm just going to be real, y'all. I know a lot of people don't want to hear it, but a lot of the damage was done in this organization because of Al. And Mark is still trying to pick up the pieces. You know what I mean? Not saying that Mark is the guy to change everything. I'm just saying he's picking up the pieces. Yeah. Al's teams, yeah, where it's bad. Not shit, maybe even worse. Got to remember those Andrew Walter teams. Those, I mean, we can continue to go back. It's just there's so many teams that have been bad for so long. Let me see. My bad, you guys. You probably hear my dishwasher in the back. That shit just popped on. Let me hit the. All right. Cancel that real quick. Definitely look like a Vikings game. Facts. Like that shit turned itself back on. Salute to Leo. The Raiders are just 3-15 after a bye week. Nasty work. Nasty Nasty work, Leo. It's disgusting, man. It's nasty work. He said once Al showed up with the Band-Aids on his face. Yeah, man. Salute to Al, man. It was salute to him, man. John B, man. I wish one day they would let us in that building to have something to do with the draft. It'd be great. The thing is, this is just like these guys have been around this game forever. They've been in this league forever. I just don't understand sometimes how you can be in a league for so long and still not be able to identify talent. I don't get it. You could be you've been around the game your entire life. Like, in what world was it smart for Josh McDaniels to go draft Zeus in the 4th round with Josh Jacobs under contract in the 4th round, knowing you need defensive help, knowing you need a lot of, how's that make any sense? You look at John Gruden, Leatherwood, Klee, all these guys with all that talent on the board. It amazes me that we give all these guys so much respect and so much, give them their flowers and blah, 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 when it's just simple shit. Alex Leatherwood's on the board. You take him? What? We all know we needed a right tackle, but what? Like we didn't even talk about him at all during that process. Leatherwood was a distant thought. We never even thought about this kid. The current state of this team is a culmination of 2, maybe 3 decades of mismanagement. There you go, Gio. Poor coaching hires and bad draft picks. Negative momentum. Facts, bro. Salute to Gio with a haymaker, bro. Also, not enough credit was given to Ron Wolf. Talk that shit, 10 Commandments. Talk. In hindsight, we could have used the DA picks. But the thing is, Brandon, do you trust this regime to go out? What do you think they would have did in that draft? If you had that 1st and 2nd round pick, and maybe we should do a show about that. I want to see who was available in that draft. But what do you realistically go get in that 1st and 2nd round? Do you trust Zeke and Josh McDaniels without that trade, that 1st and 2nd round pick? Because right now we're still trying to see who Tyree is. We're still trying to see who Mayer is at this point. You know what I'm saying? Would you have trusted them? I don't know. I don't know. It could have got worse. Let me see. 3 points, Andres. It's nasty work, bro. Nasty work. And Kier, there you go. And that's another knock on this organization. We have not drafted a Pro Bowl defensive tackle since Darrell Russell. When's the last time we drafted a Pro Bowl linebacker? Also, Kier, Denzel Perryman was not drafted by us. When's the last time we drafted a linebacker, a Pro Bowl linebacker? And I know a lot of people are going to say Khalil Mack is technically a linebacker, edge rusher. I'm looking at him as a DE. Max, Khalil. It's clear we've been able to draft a few defensive ends, right? Some guys that are probably going to be looking at the Hall of Fame in the near future, right? When's the last time we got a linebacker, a Pro Bowl linebacker? Shit, I mean, realistically, we can keep this thing going. When's the last time we drafted a Pro Bowl corner? Should we just keep it moving? We can keep it going. When's the last time we drafted a Pro Bowl safety? We can do these wide receivers all day long, right? Pro Bowl. We can, or running backs. Oh yeah, Latavius Murray went to the Pro Bowl. Josh Jacobs went to the Pro Bowl. All the great. It's been just decades and decades of frustration, man. It's nasty work. Nasty, nasty work, man. So I don't know what else to say, you guys. I'm gonna be real. Yesterday was a shit show. Salute to the defense as a whole. If I have to give a game ball, it's going to be to Patrick Graham. I mean, once again, he had these guys ready to go. I'll give Patrick Graham, the game ball yesterday. If I had to give, a shit list award, it just goes to the offensive side of the football, and you can pass that shit around however you guys want to. Give it to Aiden, give it to Bo Hardegree, give it to the offensive line. I don't really care. But, I mean, I think the offense as a whole, right, it's just easy peasy. They didn't score 1 point. They deserve this shit list award. I mean, the whole entire offense. I'm giving the game ball to Patrick Graham if we deservingly, if we're handing out a game ball. It goes to Patrick Graham and that defense because, once again, he had his guys ready to go. They got to the quarterback a lot yesterday. Salute once again to Tyree, that move to the interior, man, actually really, really looked good. I'm hoping that we can see a little more from him lined up at defensive tackle, but he's still getting those late get-offs. You got to get your get-off right, young man. You know what I mean? When you're jumping off that defensive line, you cannot allow the opposing offensive lineman to have a second on you. You cannot allow that offensive lineman to have a second on you because at that point, you're already beat. Yeah, you can try and depend on this strength that you have, the bull rush and all that other stuff. But when you're facing really good offensive line, think about this. They lost about 2 or 3 offensive linemen yesterday. You know what I mean? When Tyree is facing great centers or guards, that's not going to work when you're allowing them a second to breathe over you. It's just not going to happen. You have to get better with your get off because I don't care how much of a bull rush you have. Most, these great guards, these great centers are going to bully you back. So you have to be able to get off, right when that ball is hiked, you have to be able to instantly. You cannot allow an offensive lineman to have any type of second on you because it's absolutely going to destroy that play for you. Yeah, there you go, Big Mike. That O-line. I love it, bro. I love it. He says that O-line get their hands on you first, you already lost. And there you have it. And there was too many plays where he was late. He was late. Salute to Max. I think if AP and Kelly have full control of the draft, we'd probably trade up and get Witherspoon or bite the bullet and get Jalen Carter. Can we do a mock draft real quick? I'm going to be real with you, Max. I want to do one tonight. So we'll pull up a little later tonight and do one. I already have. You guys know me. You already know me. Time to look into the future. So you see the guys right there. I'm already ready to go. So I'm on standby, brother. I'm ready to move, but we'll definitely do one. We'll definitely do one. Let me see if my bros want to come together tonight. Maybe we can do a Shillmore mock draft, brother. But I agree with you. I think if AP and Kelly I can't even say I agree with you because I don't know their mindset. I don't know their mindset. I don't know where they are in terms of drafting. Maybe they would have took Tyree too. I don't know. But I just say this, man. Right now, all I can think about is the future. I can't think about them now. Right now, the Raiders are just all in their own way. We had an opportunity yesterday, you guys, to really inject some excitement back into this fan base. Like I said before, you go out there and beat up a beat up Minnesota team. You beat them at home. Then you have a home game against the Chargers without Justin Herbert. You guys understand, man? We could have been back at 500 this week and right in the thick of things in the playoffs. I know that we're not looking at a championship and so on and so forth, but we're just looking for something, an inkling of something to be happy about. And you had a major missed opportunity yesterday by not being able to put up at least 6 points. At least just 6 points, technically 4. 2 safeties and you win that football game. You go back into Allegiant Stadium excited about everything because Herbert's out. Easton Stick is in. The Chargers are struggling. They just lost again yesterday to the Denver Broncos. You're assuming maybe, just maybe, we can steal 2 back-to-back games and we're right there in the thick of things. This week, we're back to talking playoffs. Now, we're not. There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to talk about. 6-7 looks so nice. Could have been 7-7 by Friday. Just doesn't make any sense. All you guys had Ivan Pace on your draft board. Shit is crazy. Facts, man. Facts. Major fan of him coming out of Cincinnati. Big fan. It's nasty work. But yeah, man. I just wanted to pull up, talk with you guys for about an hour. I know we're all frustrated, man. I mean, y'all can see it clearly on me that I'm frustrated as shit about this, man. I hate waking up Mondays and having to do this shit. Some of the best moments, period, is me being able to come out here, do a celebration show Monday. We get to talk about all the good things this team did, the day prior. It's just like we don't get enough of those. We don't get enough of them. It sucks, man. Once again, though, salute to you guys. I hate to leave with like 800 people in the building. I don't really have too much else to say. I don't really want to talk about us holding on for dear life. Playoffs. We have currently right now, we have a 1% chance to make the playoffs. 1%. Currently, 1%. Think about that. Currently, 1%. We have a 1% chance. Nasty. And we're number 8 right now. If the draft started today, we'd be number 8. And I'm going to go over this real quick before I get out of here. Real fast. Salute to the chat. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. Real quick. I'm going to go over this real fast. All right. Why do they still have us at 11? They must not have updated their let me see. Because we're at 8 right now. We are at 8. Okay, there we go. Boom. They updated right here. So technically, hold on. Our pick, draft results. So the teams in front of us at this point right now, Chicago Bears at number 1. They take Caleb Williams on this draft. Number 2, Drake May. I've been saying he's going to be a Patriot for a long time. The Patriots take Drake May. Cardinals don't need a quarterback. I think they're going to stick with Kyler Murray. They go Malik Neighbors in this. They're not going to take a wide receiver at 3. But not really quarterback needy. Commanders, they have Sam Howell. I think is he still leading the league in passing yards? I think they stick with him for another year. And they get another quarterback later on in the draft or something. The Giants, they just paid Daniel Jones a shit ton of money. It'd be crazy if they went out and got another quarterback. I wouldn't be shocked because Daniel Jones ain't that guy. But boom, I don't think they do. The Titans, right now, have 2 quarterbacks they drafted back-to-back years, right? They got Malik. They got Mayo, man. Okay? At 6, I don't think they need a quarterback. Yeah, Ryan Tannehill is going to be out of there, but I think that they're going to allow those young guys to try and figure it out. And then the Chicago Bears, once again, at 7 with their pick. And they'll probably get some O-line help at that point. So at 8, realistically right now, we're looking at only Caleb Williams and Drake May off the board, potentially. So we right now at 8, we could potentially have Penix, Bo Nix, J.J. McCarthy, Jaden Daniels. We may have our pick of the litter at this point at 8. But not just that. If you use Devontae Adams as trade bait, right? Because now the Jets are at 9 now. They're right behind us. They're literally right behind us. See how the NFL works? It's crazy. It's insane the way the NFL works. But you could potentially go get that first round pick, package them up, get rid of some future draft capital, move up and get Caleb Williams or Drake May, 1A, 1B, however you want to call it. But right now, we have everything at our disposal in terms of draft capital. We could potentially pick up some extras with an all-pro wide receiver in Devontae Adams, if he says, I would like to go to the Jets, and the Jets say, we would love to have you. But we may have a lot of chips, you know, that we can go all in with this upcoming draft. We may have our pick of the litter. So that's all I'm going to say, man. I think that's the only glimmer of hope that I can bring up. I'd rather be winning football games. But right now, we're at 8 rather than 11, which we were prior Saturday. I think we were at 11. We're at 8 right now. And if you keep shit in the bed, shit, you may be as high as top 5. Salute the Raider, man, my dog. I appreciate you on a $2 donation, man. My brother, man. Always support what we do over here at OLV. Other than that, man, once again, shameless plug. I hate to do it, but I got to do it, man, because I'm a businessman. Any Given Sunday Sauce. Go to anygivensundaysauces.com. Go get you an OLV special edition. Also, OakLosVegas.com. We redid the whole website, you guys. We have a bunch of new shirts, coffee mug available, iPhone covers, all kind of stuff. So go over to OakLosVegas.com. And outside of that, man, once again, man, love y'all. Appreciate you guys. Maybe see me later on tonight, man. You already know. Once again, love y'all. Wipe your feet on the way out. Hit that subscribe button. I'm gone. Peace.